Xin Chao, what's up everybody? Alright, in this video today, we're going to keep it pretty short, but we're going to talk about tourism. It is the hot topic. It's all over Instagram and YouTube Shorts. That is the format that is really pushed right now. I'm not a big fan of it, but I do take a look at it. But right now there's lots of YouTubers talking about why nobody's coming here and lots of their different reasons and lots of different articles coming in. First things first, to be honest with you, we never were a powerhouse for tourism. And nowhere in the near future, more than likely, are we going to be a powerhouse for tourism. And the continuation of trying to compare Thailand to Vietnam and compare like tourism numbers and all this stuff, it's pretty futile. It's in vain. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I would almost stop doing it altogether if I was these newspapers. The product is so much different, and you're going to have people, this is going to sound a little maybe grimy to some people, but I think there's going to be some truth to my theory behind this. You took Thailand away for 2 or 3 years. These guys were going there 2 to 3 times a year, and they were dropping it, they were going there and buying girls and stuff. So you got pent up dudes for 2 or 3 years sitting on, 2 trips a year to where they're going to Southeast Asia and being, that kind of traveler. They built up a demand from when they were closed. I think Thailand's still going to be in a pretty high demand for tourism, beating Vietnam for at least until we're talking into 2025 before people start considering it. And there's just a slew of other options of why Vietnam wouldn't be an option to Thailand for a lot of people. Most people, if it's going to be their first trip to Southeast Asia, there's a lot of people that are going to get very, very turned off to the way Vietnam is, meaning the traffic, the garbage. These are all things. I like the controlled and mass chaos of the stuff, but let's see. You can go through here and read this article if you want. I'm not going to directly read and sit on this article and read the whole thing. We know I'm not the greatest narrator. I can read, but I'm not the best. Especially with these articles, you have to kind of translate real time because they're just taking usually an AI program or someone that's not perfect with English and translating these. Let's see here. They've got a chart here, so it's not that bad. Let's take a look at the chart. We're still beating Laos, Cambodia in the fills. And, there's lots of interest in my opinion for Laos and Cambodia, but I've done the numbers for the YouTube videos, for the views. They're just not really there for Cambodia or Laos. I think it'd be okay for live streams, but for the YouTube channel, it financially has to make a lot of sense. So, Singapore is actually the number one place that grows the most right now, believe it or not. And it should rightfully so. Singapore is absolutely one of the most phenomenal places you can ever visit. I have no idea why it's so underrated. I think I would specifically travel from America to come to Singapore specifically, personally. I never would have back in the day because it just never hit my radar. We haven't been to Indonesia, Bali. Bali's on the list right now as well. Of course, we're trying to raise some funds. I'm getting ahead on bills and stuff. These aren't really all your concerns that much, but we'll eventually travel somewhere. I want to go up north to Vietnam too, check out Da Nang. So hopefully we can get going on that pretty quick. So time will tell. We'll see. I'll be out hustling. So after this video, I will be out streaming today. I think I'll be streaming directly after this. This video is going to come out before noon today on 6/1 Viet time. So I will be live streaming on Kick probably after this, depending on rain and how hot. It might be right after, and it might not be until 2 or 3 p.m. here. I haven't made my mind up on that yet. It's really weather dependent. Right now it's the rainy season, so it's either 105 degrees out or it's raining. So it's not optimal for outdoor live streaming during the day, so it is better to stream at night. But I have not been drinking a whole lot, so I've been staying away from going out at night just to keep myself away from the booze. So, I personally don't think that there's going to be much, like I said, there's a shit ton of YouTubers right now covering this fucking topic and beating a fucking horse to death on, all kind of the same points and stuff. Trash, this, traffic, all that, customer service, yada yada yada. We've covered those points. I mean, what 64,000 times. I don't think we need to essentially beat that horse. But I'm sure this article is going to go on to explain. You can talk about the visa situation. People are head over heels with the new. I think Thailand gives you 60 or 90 days now. I don't really read into it because Thailand isn't that interesting to me. But I think you can stay in Thailand way easier now. So like one thing that they could do for sure to compete with Thailand, and I think the easiest thing, and you let me know if you agree in the comment section, is just offer a visa free travel for like all the countries for 90 days. I don't under why is Vietnam so special that we need to have an e-visa and all this stuff. Why are we warranted that we are more special, or at least just do exactly what Thailand does? There's no problem with matching whatever Thailand's situation is right now. And then offer a retirement visa. Again, these are all a million things, but there's guys here that live here, no problem. I just talked about in the last video, you can be here for 90 days. You have to leave country. You go apply for a new one. You come back and you get another one. So, I mean, it's not a big deal to live here without a retirement visa right now. You're getting access to a banking account again with that as well. So there's lots of... As far as all that compares, it's the same. I think the real big differences here are going to be that, cannabis isn't legal like it is over there. So you're going to have access to legal cannabis. If you're into mongering and prostitution, Thailand's going to win out every time. Of course, that's available here. It's just not as much of a thing as it is in Thailand. There's going to be less expats here. It's going to be rougher around the corner. There's less malls. There's less nicer streets. There's more garbage. It's literally just a way rougher product that, in my opinion, is a better product. But I think for the most part, Thailand's going to be the better product for 98% of people. And I'm happy that it is, because it keeps my wonderful Vietnam like absolutely low in the amount of expats that are here. And then it keeps the news full of not full of crazy shit. I watch news just because out of an interest, and I watch Pattaya news. And boy, man, there's some expat killing another expat every day there. I kid you not. I am not even fucking around when I say that. There is some other expat killing another expat in Thailand, like on a daily basis. You can go through the news and see this. And we simply just don't have that riffraff. Of course, we get that here, but it's not like nearly as, prevalent. We're not nearly as set up for Western society. We're not hindered, or we're not built up as much on making money off of tourism here. It's just not, it is just such a different thing comparative. And I think what they're doing for the most part, the only thing I would like to see, and we'll keep this as like the final closing things, I would like to just see a change in garbage, just customer service, which is never going to happen. That's going to take forever because that's just a whole cultural thing. And it's not even that they're being rude or that like blah, blah, blah. What our definition of customer service is different to what their definition is, and they're just used to whatever they have, and they don't go anywhere else to really know anywhere else. It's the same with the trash problem. Also, it's the same with the driving problem. So all these things you have to just assimilate. Like, sure, would you want it to change over time at some point? Yes. Are you going to count on that happening in your lifetime being here? I wouldn't count on it, bud. If you come to one of these countries, just come to enjoy them. Figure out your ways here. Don't compare too much to the Western society. What can Vietnam do? Hey, that's up to them. Like I said, I don't think much is going to change. So it's up to you as the tourist to make your way as the fun of the adventure when you come here. So, like, literally, it's up to you. So you have the option to either make it a really great time in Vietnam or not. And, sure, some people are going to not give you the greatest customer service, but maybe for the most part, you're going to have pretty good time, and you're going to be naive, and you're not going to know when you're getting bad customer service even. So I think, it's up to you as the user if you're going to make it great. I've laid out my points. What do you think they can do? Most of the shit, I don't give a fuck what other people really, like, they're things I don't care as much about. Like, people compare about, like, that cry about the sidewalks and shit. Like, I don't care about that. As ever, we have a Patreon. There's a bunch of stuff over there. This month was a light month, but there's so much aggressive content on Patreon. I'm shooting a video right now on Japantown that will be up today as of the 1st. So it might be up on the 2nd because I have to film the rest of it. I shot the first half in Japantown. So that's actually going to give you a view of the girls and stuff, but that is on a private Patreon. So I'll explain all that. And then we did a breakdown of Boivin on the Patreon too recently, what I really think about that. So there's going to be some really fire content if you're looking for that type on Patreon. And then there's just all kinds of other stuff on there. If you want to watch me live stream, kick.com/fat and broke. As ever, stay frosty. Come to Vietnam. If you see me, say hello. If you want to grab a beer, if I've got the time, we'll do it. If I'm out and about. As ever, stay frosty. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you have. And thank you for commenting.